Chicago and the Philippines. A comprehensive review of the week's special community events, featuring many exciting personalities, handled by the most professional Chicago Philippine Reports TV staff.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Chicago Philippine Reports TV, still the #1 Filipino show in the Midwest. I'm Girly Pascual. Welcome to our show. Today we have all the top stories from the Philippines. We also have what's happening in our own Filipino-American community of Chicago. We have interesting interviews led by our very own executive producer, Miss Veronica Layton. We have Bridget Cotero Carino. All these are coming up and more. Afterward from our sponsors, please stay with us.
Yan! Dito na! Perfect!
Asian stocks mostly rose this Thursday, though in narrow range, as investors cheering U.S. data that's feeding rate cut hopes while keeping track of developments in Trump's trade war. Investors also avoiding taking long-term risky bets ahead of U.S. payrolls data out on Friday and a rate decision by the European Central Bank. Here at home, Philippine shares barely budged even after data showed inflation eased to an over 5-year low in May.
We maintain our view that the second policy rate cut of 25 basis points will happen 2 weeks from now on June 19. And we also think that there could be another, a third 25 basis point cut the latter part of the year. But now we see that it would partly depend also on the Federal Reserve. The market is currently expecting the Fed to cut rates by a total of 50 basis points in the second half of the year, starting with a 25 basis point, which the market is currently looking at to happen in September. So if, let's say, the Fed indeed pushes through with a 25 basis point cut in September, then we now think that the BSP's third policy rate cut of 25 bips would take place a month later. So as not to have a much tighter interest rates differential.
Investors also taking money off the table ahead of the long weekend.
At this point, we're looking at a possible decline to around 6,185 to around 6,1.
In corporate stories, boutique developer Italpinas authorizing its subsidiary IDC Homes to enter into several joint venture agreements, including with a certain Miss Marcelo to develop a near 79,000 square meter property into a mixed-use subdivision in Puerto Princesa, and another one with a certain Mr. Manuta to develop a 9,000 square meter property into a mixed-use condo project in Misamis Oriental. Meanwhile, Panasonic Manufacturing signs a building contract with Kojima Philippines for the construction of a new factory building in Santa Rosa, Laguna. Work begins in October with completion set for 2 years. Panasonic's building in Laguna Technopark was gutted in a fire last December 2023. Finally, Lushitan's aviation support firm Macro Asia disclosed the resignation of attorney Darlene Berberabe as independent director following her appointment as Solicitor General of the Republic of the Philippines. She was just elected board member mid-May of this year.
Do you need to get your hands on some extra money right now? Maybe $25,000 or more? If you're a homeowner, now is a perfect time to get cash out. While homes in many neighborhoods like yours have gone up in value, you can use the money for anything. It's yours. You can buy an investment property, pay for college, pay off higher interest debt, or make home improvements. A cash out refinance is the perfect solution to get the cash you need. If you need $25,000, $50,000, or even $100,000, now's the time. Home values are up, and so is your equity. We offer you a way to use it. No need to sell your home or use your savings. Call New American Funding now and speak to a cash out refi specialist and see how much cash out you can get.
Call New American Funding at 855-332-3929. That's 855-332-3929. Call 855-332-3929.
Via Times, vital news, vibrant views for the Filipino Asian communities in Chicago. Via Times for your most interesting and exciting reading and your party coverages. Via Time has very interesting columnists. You name it, Via Times has it. Law, Filipino news, dentistry, immigration, humor, serious opinions, health, beauty, mysticism, Bata Corner, showbiz, and intelligently written editorials. Call Via Times at 773-866-0811.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat and welcome to Veronica's segment of this show. Today, I have a very exciting, very familiar face, a very young girl, very popular, and her name is Joanna Merpuri. And Joanna is really very popular, just like I said. And help me welcome Joanna Merpuri. She is a very popular cooking personality, and you've seen her before. And let's ask her to introduce herself to you, to our viewing audience. Hi, Joanna. Welcome to our show.
Yes, hi Tita, how are you? Hi, how are you everyone?
Been a long time.
I know, it's been a long time.
Yes, oh my God. The first time I interviewed Joanna, it was, I don't know how many years ago, 10, 15 years?
15 years? Yeah.
Yeah, it was at our old studio at the time. Okay, very good. And I'm really so excited to have her here today. Joanna, I know you have been very popular. You've done a lot of cooking demonstration and hosting in through the years, believe it
Yeah.
or not. Okay, give her time to introduce herself as to what she has been doing. All right, you're on, Joanna.
Well, I'm known in the media as Mama Cuisine. And I started in 2009. So this was when social media was very new. Not a lot of people were really, none of us really understood, Facebook was new. We were all just figuring it out. And I had a background of restaurant management at that time.
Right.
Yes. And so, I started to two things I'm really good at. I was in theater in high school, and I'm a very good cook. So I put those two talents together. And was just doing it for fun, but it picked up, started being on television, WGN most of all, WCIU as well, and many different morning talk shows. And over the years, I've also done, we've done national cooking tours with big brands and just kept going over the years, sharing recipes and not just recipes, things about life. Speaking about, I'm a mother. So there's a lot of different things. It's not just cooking, faith, food, fun, family. That's really what a lot of Mama Cuisine is. Of course, using my personality and my own experiences and recipes, of course. And fast forward, I'm still doing it. I still do a lot of television appearances. You'll see me on social media as well. So it just evolved over the years. It's a big passion of mine to cook. I love being in front of people, sharing recipes and learning also from chefs. Having a background in restaurants here in Chicago, you meet a lot of really great chefs in this city, really great restaurants.
Well, yeah, you started cooking or cooking in the social media,
Mm-hmm.
and also I think in some TV shows
Mm-hmm.
here in Chicago, and Okay, I know before I interviewed you or after I interviewed you, you started doing mama cuisine all over. And okay, can you
Mhm.
please tell us um what what drove you uh or what is your mission or ambition in
Mhm.
starting mama cuisine?
Really, the vision was to share, at this time, there weren't a lot of cooking personalities besides Food Network chefs. I wanted to be very relatable to the everyday housewife, the everyday working mom, right? Whether you have small kids or older kids, I wanted to be very relatable. Obviously, I'm Filipino and Indian, so I have ethnic background. Being in the restaurant business, also, there's a lot of tips to help the simple everyday home cook. And my mission is really to share great everyday meals. How, cooking from home, how can you do it when you're a busy family, when you have small children, or maybe you're working full time. And that was really my vision, to share food, family, faith, fun, those four things, finances, and really using food as the outlet to connect with people and talk about other things.
So how did your children at the time, even now,
Mhm.
appreciate what you're doing?
They grew up seeing me doing this, so to them it's very normal. So for them, they will always see me doing recipes at home. The kitchen's always crazy. They're my test dummies, right? And when our meals at home for many many years revolved around the recipes I was putting online or the cooking shows, right? So everything, because it's so real to me. What I do at home is what I share. So whatever we're cooking at home, if it's good, then I'll share it, or we'll create an episode out of recipes that, of course, family recipes passed down, and I'll make it very simple for the everyday American to try, right? So yeah, my children, and now as they're older now, so my eldest is already 23, my middle is 18, and my youngest is 15. They're not babies anymore. To them, it's normal.
Maybe they can start following your footsteps now.
Well, my son is actually in music, so not in cooking,
Oh,
but in front also. So he went to high school and college in the Philippines, and he found his way to music. So he's actually doing music out there, very good. He's had a few songs already out. His name is Eli Rose.
wow.
He's had some songs already out, so they're following some, parts of it. My youngest and they all cook, actually, all three of them.
Yeah. You
All
talk
three of them
about
cook at home. Yes, all three of them cook at home. My youngest loves to cook. My middle child, they all know how to cook, so I'm happy about that.
Oh, well, coming from a diverse
Mhm.
ethnicity
Yes.
um, of Filipino and Indian heritages,
Mhm.
um, do you apply the your ethnicities background or their culinary background of both races?
Yes, I do. A lot of it is the techniques, because the way that we cook, I don't just focus on Filipino food or just Indian food, right? It's all different kinds of food, but there's a lot of techniques that we use that help, right? Our use of vinegar and different kinds of, instead of heavy cream, we use a lot of coconut milk, right? And our use of vegetables and the way that we cook things. In Indian cooking, of course, the so many use of spices, it helps to make simple everyday meals more flavorful. So I always use our heritage, whether it's, an Italian style recipe or Americanized version of something. There's always something from my background, an inspiration that may that I may use, right? To make a certain recipe. And not just that, it's also taking from other cultures. And then all together, that's how you can really make great meals, simple meals at home, or even elegant meals. I love entertaining. And so, how do you put food together very simply so you don't have to buy catered food, which is very expensive? How can you make elegant? I love casual elegance. And it's hard. And I understand when you have small children, it's hard to do these things. So it's just the little tips here and there, and of course, as they grow up, they're kids and then they become teenagers and young adults. Life is always changing, right? So and food always brings us together. So how can we do that simply and affordably?
What do they favor?
Oh my gosh. They don't really have they're all over the place. They love my lasagna.
Oh,
My kids love my lasagna. My daughter loves picadillo. My middle child Sophia loves picadillo. My youngest daughter Samantha loves sweets. So she does a lot. She makes a mess of the kitchen. So she loves me chocolate dipped fruits. So they're experimenting on their own. My son now also can cook very well for himself, pasta and things like that. Things that a 23-year-old would want to cook for himself.
how about you, Joanna? Coming from a diverse culture like the culture of the Indian and culture of the Filipino, which one you prefer or you favor?
Well, I eat a lot more Filipino food than Indian food.
Because of
However,
your
yeah,
mom is the cook.
yeah, she's a very good cook. My mom is a very good cook, and all actually, both sides of my family are very good cooks. So my mother's family, everyone's a good cook. My uncles, my aunts, my cousins, right? So it's in our family. It's nothing crazy in our family to be a good cook. You're expected to be a good cook. But for myself, I don't prefer one over another, of course, Filipino food, because I'm always eating that anyway. I just love to eat. I love Italian food also. I love Mediterranean food, Mexican food. There's so many types. I don't really have a preference, to be honest, of what kind of cuisine I like. It just depends on my mood. And that's what's nice about living in America. Even Manila now in the Philippines, it's more and more diverse. So and also living in a city like Chicago, we have access to such good cultural cuisines.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. So, but one personal question. Which is your favorite Filipino dish?
Oh my God. Okay, for noodles, my favorite is my mom's bok choy recipe.
Oh, bachoy.
Bok choy is very good. I love that in noodles, and also palabok.
Or
Pancit palabok is my favorite. I prefer it over the canton.
do you know how to do it yourself?
I mean, my mom actually made it a couple days ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, she made it a couple days ago. I haven't made it, but it's simple. That can't be that hard to make. It can't be that hard to make. But yeah, she made it a couple days ago. So that's my favorite noodles recipe. I really love kare kare.
Oh, so your mom is here, back here.
She's back here. Yeah, yeah, she's back here. So I really love kare kare. Um, as the meals, and then of course, one of my favorite dishes from Bacolod is chicken and nasal. I grew up eating that, so
Send my regards to her.
I will. I will.
I haven't seen her. I thought she was back in the Philippines.
No, she just came back a week ago.
All right. Very good. All right. Okay, Joanna. What about the future? What do you want to keep on cooking or being known as Mama Cuisine originator, or would you like to go to another kind of career?
I have multiple businesses. So, of course, because since 2009, most people recognize me as Mama Cuisine. But I have I have a media business. in a financial business. I do corporate insurance. So it's my left brain and right brain. We do corporate insurance.
You're right.
Yes, yes. So it's
Right,
good
right.
because it helps us help business owners create benefits and even for themselves. So, small business owners, also individuals. So we do a lot of corporate insurance, high net worth, financial, foundational things that we're doing there, and then our media company as well. So because of Mama Cuisine, I've evolved. So it's given me a lot of opportunity. The media company, we focus on data. So a lot of companies out here, they need data for client acquisitions. So, I Berry Group and Associates on the financial side, Ask Him Legacy Media for the media side, and Mama Cuisine, of course, which is my passion, cooking, and all of that. But yes, I have other things besides I'm bigger. I'm bigger than Mama Cuisine. I have other things going on, which is good. I'm very grateful.
Yes, my goodness, bigger than Mama Cuisine. And you're really very successful in everything that you do, right?
Well, we strive to be. The more people you help, it's about helping people. So when you help people genuinely, to me, that's where my success comes from. The more people I help.
Great, terrific. You are such an inspiration to many young people out there. Not only young, maybe even adults, huh?
I hope so.
Okay. All right, one last word before we sign off.
I just want to encourage people, no matter where you are in life, I think as I get older, I realize how powerful our minds are and how it affects our emotions. And so no matter what difficulty you're going through, just really focus on the good things you have. A lot of us obviously are immigrants, have come here to make something of ourselves. It's hard. The American way of life is not easy, but we're all here. So, just make the most of your everyday, and you'll find yourself throughout your lifetime. So just be happy the best way that you can. Even if you don't feel happy, still be happy.
Yes, be happy. That's the great, terrific Joanna, right?
Yes, Johanna.
Joanna Merpuri. And remember that face, so beautiful,
Thank you.
young. And you're still also active in the Filipino American community, right?
Yes, as much as possible. I know it's just getting bigger and bigger, which is so fun to see. But as much as I can contribute and share, especially in the food area, it would be really nice. It's been some time since I've had any, it's been a few years since I've been at the consulate. I did a workshop there about marketing and entrepreneurship years ago. I would definitely love to do more of that.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Joanna, I thank you for gracing our show today.
Thank you.
Maraming salamat. You speak Tagalog?
Opo, konti lang.
Konti lang?
Marunong ako, pero yung dialect ko, I guess, parang puti.
Yes, again, bye.
Basta I could understand, I could speak.
Hi, Joanna. I'm really so happy to see you here on our show. And until next time.
I hope to see you in person.
Best regards to your mom.
Yes, I will.
At maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood. Ako po si Veronica. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye, Joanna.
This is a prayer and a reminder. All we have is now. Anak, umuwi ka na.
Worldwide this morning, growing concern over a growing health crisis.
The World Health Organization has just declared that this is a pandemic.
Hi. I can't hug you. Don't touch me.
Over the last several days, we have seen peaceful demonstrations.
Protests over police brutality continued here in Austin.
Remember when you started going to college? You came home a liberal?
Dad, please.
That's what we do to you guys in school.
All these people that we never met and never will meet because of what had happened to them. It's just too much.
the way that our family communicates is not necessarily, it's not great.
What advice would you give for those of us that are struggling?
Deal with it.
Eh. I think the norm for our community has been to just stay silent and like keep to your own business.
I could definitely be doing more than I'm doing right now, and I know that others can as well.
What if someone is called from God to be an activist?
I can answer that question.
Shouting revolution, oh wow, breaking each tradition.
You don't believe in the Black Lives Matter movement?
An advocacy group reporting at least 3,800 anti-Asian hate incidents since last March.
I'm kind of conflicted. I'm like, maybe I should move home and be here with them.
I hope that this moment makes you take a step forward and a step together in the right direction.
In order for a subject to not be taboo in our community, there always has to be like someone to start that conversation.
You speak up for me when I can't speak up for myself. And I've seen you do that for other people.
I see a lot of people who just kind of cut off friends and family, and I don't think I can do that. I love my parents.
This is a symbol of our voices. If you look at your neighbors around you, you will see who stands with you, who stands for you.
At least I know that you can stand up. That's the thing I'm so happy about.
It's more fun in the Philippines.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat and welcome to Veronica's segment of the show. Today, I have a very interesting and very popular, respected and renowned individual in our community. This woman is really very interesting, and she has been doing a lot of work in humanitarian contributions through medical mission. Her name is Miss Nora Chai. Do you know her? It's very
Good afternoon, people.
popular.
Good afternoon. Vero.
Hi, Nora. Welcome to our show.
Thank you for this.
You have been around the community, the Filipino-American community of Chicago, and you are really doing a wonderful work out there serving the community.
Thank you.
And that work is as a medical missionary. Ms.
Thank you.
Nora has been doing medical missionary work through the years. And let's hear from her because she's on her way to retirement, she's saying, and through all this work. Hi, Nora. Welcome to our show.
Vero. Hi, Cprtv. Thank you for giving me this privilege to be interviewed about our project in the Philippines.
Yes,
Thank you.
I'm very thankful that you are gracing our show today. Nora, okay, can you please share with us some of the exciting and interesting experiences that you've done through medical mission?
Well, actually, this dream of being able to help marginalized kababayans started when after graduation, I worked at the USC Charity Hospital in the pediatric section of the hospital. And I saw the poverty and the need of the people because they didn't have money to cover the expenses in the hospital. And I promised that if I will be lucky in the future to have the kind of funding, I'll be able to help them. And that's how it began. My commitment with the Philippine Medical Association of Chicago started in 2005. So that would be 25 years. So I've been joining their mission through the years. And then, of course, I adapted other projects and we did outreach projects with my family members on a smaller scale. And it just, I guess, got bigger, better, and more fulfilling for the family. So, and the last one was actually after we had an accident in 2018, and I did promise because we were survivors that I would do payatas, which was in my bucket list, anyways, and Baseco. So I was able to do that. Baseco was this year in February 16, 2025. And I think promises that I gave out to friends that I would do the mission, it has been fulfilled. And I think that's going to be my last one because I'm already going to be 80 this year.
Well, yes, because you've been doing it through the years, and maybe you are really getting sick. I mean, really tired of doing this.
Oh, it's time for me to attend to our personal stuff, at home and even start downsizing, I guess, and start moving and make life simple.
So professional, you are a nurse.
Oh, yes, I forgot to mention that.
You'll
The
be
bachelor's
working
degree.
as a nurse. And that's why you are doing a medical mission in your.
Oh, yes, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, I have a bachelor's degree from University of Santo Tomas. And I did work throughout in the ICU, CCU area of, in nursing. That's what I primarily did with my profession. Anyways, but then I sort of just joined the registry when I married Fred, so I was just registry or part-time through the years, maybe like working 2 days a week or once a week just to keep my license in order.
All right. And so out of your retirement is when you thought of doing this philanthropic work actually. And and this is just for the Philippines or what? Have you done other countries for your medical missions?
Not really. I was going to join the Bolivia group, but for some reason it did not happen. But my heart also was if I have to go to another country, I would rather go to the Philippines and touch different areas in the Philippines because we really, really need help. I mean, the people do need help as far as medical, surgical, even dental, even as simple as circumcision. There's just so much that the Filipino people can benefit from doing the mission in our country.
I think you're still young to retire from what you're doing.
Veronica, I'm gonna be 80 this year.
You're still young. Yeah, look at you. You still look so pretty.
We will still continue to contribute, participate, but nothing big anymore because this last one was actually our medical, dental, and surgical mission, and it was really, it was successful and it was really big. But I was lucky because we had a lot of good, dynamic donors and volunteers. So I couldn't have done it without them anyway. So it was really very fulfilling and a good experience, a very good experience for the family members who joined us, which is our children and grandchildren.
Yeah, you also involve your children and in-laws, right?
Yes. Even our 4 years old was distributing goods, and she was just became a different person. She's usually throw a temper tantrum, but in the mission, none of that. She was going around distributing goodies, snacks, loaf of bread. She was just simply happy doing it. And she asked me if I'm gonna do the mission again. Not not that she knows what mission really means, but she did ask me if we can do it again.
That's
So
very nice. A very good example to show your children and grandchildren how to help other people. And
yeah, I hope so. I hope so.
you have mentioned a little
That they
while.
will continue that.
Very good.
So, anyways, yeah, it is a good feeling that, you know, actually the I always say the phrase, and Brian actually wrote it down in the book that they wrote for about the mission. And I would summarize it by saying, this mission, even if you do the medical, giving the medicines, or well, the dental, which is good, but the surgical is more of a life-changing procedure for the kids because of the cleft lip or upper palate or removal of the tumor. And the goods distribution for me is actually just temporary in the sense that you just give them a good day for one day. And I always say it's like a speck of light that we are able to give to our kababayans because their lives they're living is dark. They're in the dark. And but for the people, they really what do you call it? A yearning for like food. So that one day doing the goods distribution is like fiesta for them. And to me, it's like it's a speck of light that I give them to those lives who are in the dark. A lot of the children even go through garbage to look for food. So when you give them something good, like even simple carne norte, they'd say, sarap lola, kasi mas masarap kaysa sa basura. That I was told to me by a girl, and I always remember that.
Okay. You were talking earlier about these places that you went to, the Baseco and the Payatas. Can you please explain to our viewing audience what these places are in the Philippines?
Okay, make it quick. Payatas is known as a Smoky Mountain. Payatas was a garbage dump, and it became so huge, like, well, it's like a mountain or mountain hill. And a lot of the people do live on the base of the garbage, or most of them would live on top of the garbage because that is their source of livelihood. They do recycling, and a lot of them just live on top of the garbage dump. So it was emitting methane, so that's why they called it Smoky Mountain. But one day it erupted and then buried a lot of people. From what I understand, 700 people were buried alive, and that is Payatas. The garbage now has been moved to Montalban, so they have cleared up that area and it's fenced. So I don't know what the project is going to be for that one. And then Baseco is actually, I really don't know the details, but it's called Bataan Shipping Engineering Company, which was started by the Marcoses. And I guess it was maybe a dockyard, a shipping, or I don't know, maybe Philippines was doing business in Asia, or maybe I was even thinking maybe that was the time they were doing something with Bataan project. And but then when Cory Aquino came into power, she sequestered the whole area. Then eventually, when the time for former President GMA, she sequestered, I'm sorry, Cory Aquino sequestered, and then GMA took it back and then opened up the area for our kababayans to be able to reside there. I guess I don't want to use the word squatter, but they were allowed to live there, for free. So there was an influx of a lot of people from the south, and it became a residential community. But it is now the biggest poor urban community in the Philippines, Baseco, or They have port area and they have also Tondo. That's Baseco.
Is there some kind of a kind of a hill or mountain that they built, or to live in?
No, Payatas, no. It was all garbage dump. That's why it became parang, hindi naman mountain, but just, a big amount, tall amount, I mean, many garbage disposals from different places. And so it became like a hillside. Now, Baseco, no, there's no mountain, or it's not a garbage dump area, but it's more residential area that it was open for the people of the Philippines to stay for free. So people came all over from the north, actually marami from Mindanao and the Visayas area.
And and their daily living is by rummaging through the basura.
Yeah, the Baseco people, I mean, sorry, Payatas people, yes. That was their livelihood. They went through the garbage, and then they'll collect like plastic bottles, paper goods, that's being recycled. And of course, a lot of them, because they're hungry, they do search for food. It's leftover. So narinig mo yung, ano bang tawag doon, where they get the leftovers and then they stir fry it and then they sell it, or that's their food for the day. I forgot the term that they use, but they collect all the leftover food, like extra food from, McDonald's, Jollibee. Oops, sorry, I'm mentioning them, but something like that. I think you know the term, but anyway, so that was their livelihood.
I see. So, well, helping people like this, I'm sure really it makes a tug in your heart, and I really don't know how you could do it all these years, but must really be your humanitarian heart to be helping.
Yeah, it started many years ago, and actually, I was able to involve the kids, and we did small scale outreach, doing Hospicio de San Jose orphanage, and I took them also to some poor areas like even Tondo, and we did also Gawad Kalinga, which is in Bulacan and Parañaque, and if I am proud to say that we were able to help and build 50 homes for the people dislodged from the river of Marikina. And they were transferred to Towerville, which during our time, I think it's Sapangpalay. And those things happen without plans. It just happened. I guess I was meant to go back there and do something, because I did go to Sapangpalay when I was in senior year of my nursing profession. Anyway.
What tips can you give to our viewing audience, or for those people who want to follow your footsteps?
Oh no. Many times I also say, what am I doing here? When you do this charity work in the Philippines, it's like I've asked myself too, what is the government doing about this? But if you really look around, even the United States, we do encounter homeless people. So putting that aside, I just thought I will just do the best I can to be able to make a difference in someone's life. Never mind about politics, government, or whoever. That is my personal agenda with Fred and my family. And because it is a satisfying experience, it just so meaningful. I can't explain it to you, but to see a smile of a kid who was eating like the small amount of pancit we gave him, it's so hard to describe. indescribable feeling. Happy. I'm really, yeah, happy. Actually, that's why for many, many years, I really don't talk about our charity project with, for the most part, with the other people.
Well,
I just want to do it as, I call that, diba, we have purpose in our lives, you know. And when we had an accident, I think something was telling me that I have to give back more because we survived and we are alive. So.
all right, very good. Dora, I know you're
Yes,
very.
ma'am.
I thank you for gracing our show today. So we're running out of time, and I congratulate you for doing the good deed that you're doing for our the people of our community in the Philippines, and also I've heard that you're going to be the recipient of the humanitarian award in this upcoming.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Correctly.
I don't know if I will qualify. It's
Congratulations
okay.
ahead of
Reward
time.
or no reward, I will continue.
I want to tell our viewing audience that Nora was a recipient of our the Viatime Cprtv Hall of Fame twice already, and the last one was she was the Woman of the Year for the Chicago Filipino Asian American Hall of Fame. All right, Nora, good luck to you and congratulations.
Thank you for your friendship. Thank you. I'll see you soon.
And more blessings for the coming years for you.
More blessings for all of us. God bless.
Thank you.
This is a prayer and a reminder. All we have is now. Anak, umuwi ka na.
Worldwide this morning, growing concern over a growing health crisis.
The World Health Organization has just declared that this is a pandemic.
Hi. I can't hug you. Don't touch me.
Over the last several days, we have seen peaceful demonstrations.
Protests over police brutality continued here in Austin.
Remember when you started going to college? You came home a liberal?
Dad, please.
That's what we do to you guys in school.
All these people that we never met and never will meet because of what had happened to them. It's just too much.
The way that our family communicates is not necessarily, it's not great.
What advice would you give for those of us that are struggling?
Deal with it.
I think the norm for our community has been to just stay silent and like keep to your own business.
I could definitely be doing more than I'm doing right now, and I know that others can as well.
What if someone is called from God to be an activist?
I can answer that question.
Shouting revolution, oh wow, breaking each tradition.
You don't believe in the Black Lives Matter movement?
An advocacy group reporting at least 3,800 anti-Asian hate incidents since last March.
I'm kind of conflicted. I'm like, maybe I should move home and be here with them.
I hope that this moment makes you take a step forward and a step together in the right direction.
In order for a subject to not be taboo in our community, there always has to be like someone to start that conversation.
You speak up for me when I can't speak up for myself. And I've seen you do that for other people.
I see a lot of people who just kind of cut off friends and family, and I don't think I can do that. I love my parents.
This is a symbol of our voices. If you look at your neighbors around you, you will see who stands with you, who stands for you.
At least I know that you can stand up. That's the thing I'm so happy about.
We would like to welcome all of you to Baladna Jewelry. We have a very big selection of 21 karat gold jewelry imported from the Middle East, from Dubai, Saudi, and Bahrain. And we have a very big selection of diamond We offer free financing for 6 months, and we have a layaway system which you can leave your stuff for 3 months. We repair gold and we buy old gold. Welcome to Baladna Jewelry.
Salamat po.
Good afternoon, this is Bridget Carino-Quecher bringing you this week's local news from our community. The Treasury Department will follow through on President Donald Trump's order to stop producing pennies, Newsmax has confirmed. New pennies will cease being put into circulation by early next year, the Wall Street Journal reported Thursday. Businesses eventually will need to begin rounding up or down to the nearest 5 cents due to not enough pennies being available for everyday cash transactions, the Treasury said. A department spokesperson confirmed the Journal report in an email to Newsmax and said the Treasury has made its final order of penny blanks this month. The U.S. Mint will continue to manufacture pennies while an inventory of penny blanks exists. The Mint projects an annual savings of $56 million in reduced material costs by ending penny production. In early February, Trump said he had directed the Treasury to stop minting new pennies, citing the cost of producing the 1-cent coin. A heated debate over transgender athletes in school sports is reigniting in the Illinois House after a biological male runner from Naperville competed and won in the girls' division at a recent junior high track meet. During House floor debate Wednesday, State Rep Adam Niemberg criticized the continuance of allowance of biological males in girls' sports, saying it undermines girls' hard work and defies existing executive orders from President Donald Trump. He won and it wasn't even close. According to reports on social media, many of the girls who competed that day left the track meet in tears because they understood, and rightly so, that they had no chance of winning, said Niemberg. This insanity is leaving a trail of tears, heartache, and oppression of girls and women everywhere. It's time for Illinois to end the madness and to follow federal law. A federal judge on Wednesday struck down regulations requiring most U.S. employers to provide workers with time off and other accommodations for abortions. The ruling by U.S. District Judge David Joseph of the Western District of Louisiana was a victory for conservative lawmakers and religious groups who decreed the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission's decision to include abortion among pregnancy-related conditions in regulations on how to implement the Pregnant Workers Fairness Act, which passed in December 2022. The EEOC's decision swiftly prompted several lawsuits and eroded what had been strong bipartisan support for the law designed to strengthen the rights of pregnant workers. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has accepted a luxury Boeing 747 aircraft from Qatar for President Donald Trump to use as Air Force One, the Pentagon said Wednesday, despite ongoing questions about ethics and legality of taking the expensive gift from a foreign nation. The Defense Department will work to ensure proper security measures on the aircraft to make it safe for use by the president, Pentagon spokesman Sean Parnell said. He added the plane was accepted in accordance with all federal rules and regulations. Trump has defended the gift, which came up during his recent Middle East trip, as a way to save tax dollars. Why should our military and therefore our taxpayers be forced to pay hundreds of millions of dollars when they can get it for free? Trump posted on his social media site during the trip. As teenagers across the state look for and begin summer jobs, the Illinois Department of Labor is reminding parents and employers of the requirements that must be met for the employment of youth under 16. Summer jobs offer young people valuable opportunities to gain experience and responsibility, but it's essential that their safety and rights are protected, said IDOL Director Jane Flanagan. We urge employers and families to understand the requirements of the child labor law so that minors can work in secure, lawful, and supportive environments. Anyone who suspects a violation of the child labor law is encouraged to report it by emailing dol.childlaborcomplaints@illinois.gov, visiting labor.illinois.gov/childlabor, or submitting a report. In addition to Illinois laws, federal regulations govern the employment of minors ages 16 to 18. Illinois turkey hunters harvested a preliminary record total of 18,189 wild turkeys during the 2025 spring turkey season. This year's total compares with the previous record total of 17,208 turkeys harvested in 2024. The top 5 counties for harvest in 2025 were Joe Daviess of 628, Jefferson of 518, Pike of 468, Marion of 428, and Pope of 425. The total of 2025 includes the record youth spring turkey season harvest of 2,099 birds, which compares with the previous record of 2,010 birds set in 2024. This year, 89,687 permits were sold compared to 86,083 last year. Spring turkey hunting was open in 100 of Illinois' 102 counties. The 2025 regular season dates were April 7th through May 8th in the South Zone, and April 14th through May 15th in the North Zone. The 2025 youth spring turkey season was March 29th through the 30th and April 5th to 6th statewide. That's all for today. Thank you for watching our news this week. This is Bridget. See you next time.